One of the things that I love about the Medicare Center platform as a whole is it allows both us and agents to go ahead and do drug searches for our clients to help them make a determination on the plan that is suited best for their needs. So let's go through the drug searches for both the Medicare app enrollment system as well as the Medicare link enrollment system. There's some really cool techniques that I'm looking forward to showing you. So let's check that out now. For you to be able to search for specific drugs or use the quote-unquote blue button, the mymedicare.gov map over button within Medicare app, you must be in a profile first, and then you'll need to navigate to their drug or prescription section there. There's an option where you can view plans right away. However, it'll prompt you to then add drugs to make some sort of determination. I don't recommend doing that method only because it doesn't save that information within a client's profile, and if you're going to spend the time to enter drugs or map over drugs from a client's MyMedicare.gov account, I want to make sure that time and energy isn't wasted and that would be retained, so the next time that you need to find that information for the specific client, just by searching their profile, clicking on their name, and then navigating to the prescriptions tab, you'll be able to find that quickly. So again, with the 2021 update for the Medicare app, you have the option of either manually searching for drugs by typing them in, which will then be listed here, or if you have a client that has a mymedicare.gov account and has entered their drugs within that profile, you can send that client an email which will prompt them to click on a link within the email that'll open up in a browser the mymedicare.gov login. The client will enter their username and password. Once that happens, you'll see a loading symbol, but as the client is logged in on their side, there'll be a little pop-up at the bottom that's asking for authorization and acknowledging that they're going to transmit that data to a third-party platform. The client needs to authorize or acknowledge that for the transfer to happen. If they don't, it'll just continue to say loading, and it'll never actually transmit that information. Now, once the client has done so, you may need to refresh your page for that information to pop up. If there's really high volume usage of this system at some points, you may actually need to go back to the search function of Medicare app, go back into that client's profile, and then navigate to the prescriptions portion so that it'll reflect here. But again, on the search portion, simply starting to type in the information, you'll notice selections show up just like you would see on Medicare.gov, where you can then select dosage, adjust quantity and frequency, but depending on what the client needs, and then you can go ahead and add that to that client's list. Now, once that's done and you actually need to then start looking at plan options based on their drug list, you can either, again, hit continue, which will bring you to the pharmacy selection. If that's already selected, you can then, again, click continue, or if needed, again, there's another option where you can go directly to the plans from there. Once those plans are loaded, you will notice that there are Medicare Advantage MAPD plans on your left. The Medicare Advantage plans is MA only. Prescription drug plans are standalone Part D PDP plans, and then you will start seeing Medicare supplement plans show up. Again, the options for enrollment in supplement plans in this system are going to be limited to just several carriers for now, but we will be expanding that list. Once you are ready to start reviewing the best benefits or options for a client, you have the option of either going directly to that plan to be able to see how the drugs are covered, which you can see here, covered 2 of 2. Or if you need to see a side-by-side comparison of more than one plan, all you simply do is click the Add to Compare for whichever plan you want to review, up to 3, and then click the Compare Now function, which will bring you to a new window that'll have the side-by-side comparison. Again, all this information can be sent to the client by using the Send Quote function. And then by clicking Plan Details, you can then dive into the specific drugs by using this tab here, where you can see the retail cost for each specific drug, as well as the initial coverage, donut hole coverage, and catastrophic coverage. The terminology within the Medicare app platform is going to say before gap, during gap, after gap. I've also gotten a bunch of questions from agents asking which carriers or which plans are participating in the insulin cap program, and that's a $35 cap both before gap and during that's been agreed upon. We are working on creating a comprehensive list of products in your area that are going to participate there, but in the meantime, or if you need to find that information quickly, I still recommend going into your client's profile that has insulin, and when you're doing this assessment, you'll see very quickly if it says $35 and $35 before and during gap, you know that that's an insulin product that is part of that plan which they're participating in that cap. You can also select the total costs, which will then give you a nice snapshot of the estimated cost, and I highlight estimated. They try to be as accurate as possible, but it is not a perfect dollar and cents snapshot of what the client may be paying. So just remind them of that you're basing these determinations and information off of estimates, which are awfully accurate but not 100% perfect. But you can see by expanding each month how it breaks out, whether they're paying for these drugs because of copays, deductibles, initial coverage, donut hole, or catastrophic coverage. And then you can kind of see that full year snapshot of what they will need to pay. This can also be found by just selecting a specific plan, again, not in the compare plans portion, but just if we know it's just a single plan that the client needs to see, we know that the prescriptions are covered. You can see here where the estimated drug cost is for that specific plan for the client based on the drugs that have been entered, but you can also then click on the plan details button for that one plan that you need to look at to see how their drugs are covered. Click the prescriptions tab to see how those copays are associated. Again, you have a quick link to go ahead and add or edit the prescription list from any screen that you're on once you're at the plan's portion. You can switch to the mail order costs for those drugs as well. Again, you can see the variance there, as well as, again, total costs where you see the premium would be added if needed. You notice here that it's part of the deductible phase for this specific plan that we're looking at, as well as a snapshot there.